This is our September meeting for NVRC.
Hey.
Hey. We didn't want to start, without you. So it gives me, I'm Supervisor Andrea Bailey from Prince William County, everybody knows, and I am your vice chair. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve you this evening. But I'm excited because I'm serving for the first time with our new executive director. You're welcome. Yes. Welcome. We are excited that you said yes to us. Now you're stuck and you cannot go. So with all that said and done, hope you had a chance to get something to eat, but I'm gonna turn it over to Craig, if you will, for the roll call.
Sure. Commissioner Alcorn. Commissioner Angry. Commissioner Bailey,
Present.
Commissioner Bierman,
Present.
Commissioner Bodie,
+1.
In training.
Commissioner Carrera,
Here.
Commissioner Chapman, Commissioner Colbert, Commissioner Cummings, Chair DeFerenti, Commissioner Fields, Commissioner Glass,
Here.
Commissioner Green, Commissioner Hardy,
Here.
Commissioner Harity, Commissioner Hudson,
Here.
Commissioner Jimenez, Commissioner Karantonis,
Here.
Commissioner LeBlanc,
Here.
Commissioner Lusk, Commissioner Reed,
Here.
Commissioner Sains,
Here.
Commissioner Smith. We have a quorum.
Very good. That means we can conduct business. Sorry. Okay. So with that all said and done, as you noticed, our chair is not with us this evening. He's a little bit busy. He had a newborn baby.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's give it a clap. Teddy Iferante, born September 24th, 2025. Isn't he adorable?
Well,
Matt looks okay. But he gave me permission to share the pictures with y'all, and I know I'll just let him know we all wish him well, and he's such a dedicated commissioner, but we gave him a little time off today, so how about that? So, yes,
Yeah.
we're good.
Very good.
All right, we're gonna move right along with our agenda. Well, should I?
In your report.
Later, okay. So we're gonna move right along. Please, Greg, if you do the introductions.
Sure. We're very happy to have with us tonight representatives from Plant Nova Natives. This is a volunteer network that they will tell you a lot more about, but NVRC was fortunate to be involved in the origin story, if you will, and now Plant Nova Natives has taken it on their own. So we're looking forward to a presentation about what they do. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so
Welcome.
much. I'm Liz Train, and together with Joanne Hutton, who's unable to be here this evening, I am the co-chair for the Plant Nova Natives campaign. Also in the room, I'd like to recognize Alan Ford, who is the former co-chair and original co-chair and champion of the campaign, and currently the president of the Potomac chapter of the Virginia Native Plant Society. Also in the room is Nancy Veers, who is the president of the Virginia Native Plant Society and also a elected member of the Soil and Water Conservation District.
And the Prince William Wildflower Society.
And the Prince William Wildflower Society. So she wears several hats there, that's right. And Eileen Ellsworth, who some of you may know from her former role with the Community Foundation, but she's on our steering committee. Not here with us today. Joanne Hutton is on travel and she apologizes for not being able to be here. And Margaret Fisher, our champion and outreach coordinator, is home in COVID isolation because a family member has COVID. So she didn't want to be here and pass that along. So she's very sorry she couldn't be here in person as well. And also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Virginia Whitmer, who is DEQ Coastal Zone Management, and she is the responsible person for the statewide Plant Virginia Natives and a true champion of ours for our regional campaign and all of the state regional campaigns. So thanks so much for this opportunity to provide you all an update on the campaign. You all had such a critical role in the startup of it and all the preparation between 2011 and the official launch in 2014. So we really owe a great debt of gratitude to you all for this campaign and its continuation. So the Plant Nova Natives campaign is a marketing partnership. It's a collaborative initiative to increase the use and drive an increase in the availability of the beautiful native plants of Virginia for their numerous benefits. And the initiative includes two components. The first is a network of regional native plant marketing campaigns that expanded from the coastal zone originally throughout Virginia with grant funding by the Virginia Coastal Zone Management through the U.S. National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration. And there are now 10 campaigns statewide. The campaigns are also a forum for encouraging collaboration, leveraging partner resources, creating consistent messaging, and providing a rallying point for all of our partners. And we have benefited greatly from the leadership provided by the Northern Virginia Regional Commission, and the campaign draws on volunteers and expertise from many local and regional conservation groups. Our region, whoops, I did it. Sorry, let's see here, I can get it back.
There.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's,
Is on the way.
Elf is on the way.
sorry.
Notice we look that way.
Yeah, look that way. I just clicked on that.
Yep, I think you just need to click share again.
Is this the select?
Oh, wait, right. The. There you go.
Oh,
Yep,
just- Is that the selection? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
and then the left pages.
So our region is a vast, geographically and geophysically diverse area stretching from the sliver to the west of the montane ecosystems to Virginia's coastal plain on the east. And that really reflects the physiography of the statewide, of Virginia statewide as well. So the regional campaign model is being applied in Northern Virginia. It's based on audience research that was done in 2013 and applies tools and techniques to change individual behavior and establish a social norm for using native plants in rural, suburban, and urban landscape. While working to reach individuals in our 4 counties and numerous independent cities therein, we have also recognized that the power of working with HOAs and communities of faith to enlarge our audience, and partnerships with other stakeholders have absolutely been essential for our success. And we have a 3-pronged strategy: effective communications to gain attention and to educate the public, collecting pledges to plant natives such as signatures during public events, and working with local and regional native plant providers on point of sale prompts to help consumers choose and identify native plants for their home landscapes. And a goal of the regional campaign model, including our own Plant Nova Natives campaign, is that providers carry a greater variety and quantity of native plants. This has typically been a barrier for us. The point of sale efforts in Northern Virginia strengthen our relationship with the commercial garden centers and nurseries in the region. And we share a list of those providers and keep it updated on our campaign's website. Our principal products begin with our web presence, and we have a very active site that is used by over 100,000 people annually. Some of the online informational materials are translated into Spanish and 7 other languages. We keep updated listings of local native plant sales, local native plant sellers, tips on effective landscaping for certain situations, a catalog of images for open use for education, and a free electronic version of the guide that you all have in front of you. And this is the guide. And this is our major product, our primary product. And we publish this. We've distributed over 28,000 copies, and we also offer the online access on our website. We're about to launch our third printing of the fourth expanded edition. It's a 68-page document, and it highlights plants that are relatively available right now here in Northern Virginia. And we have the nursery trade to thank, complementary efforts of the Virginia Nursery and Landscaping Association and others to expand those retail offerings. We also have a core of volunteers working directly with those local nurseries and garden centers to identify the native species that they sell by placing red stickers that say Virginia native or Nova native on plants for sale, and creating signage for use for the vendors that helps identify plants that are appropriate for specific situations and to our region. As an anecdote, last year, one of us was over at Hillwood Estates in DC, and we sighted native shrubs still in their pots ready for planting in the Hillwood Estates formal gardens that still had our Plant Nova native stickers on them. And so we know our reach extends across the Potomac as well. In 2022, we launched a complementary effort, Plant Nova Trees, using the same tools and techniques as the parent campaign. And this work supported a legislatively mandated Department of Forestry campaign to increase canopy in our region by getting 600,000 new trees in the ground over a 5-year period. And we provide educational and promotional materials free of charge through this campaign. It became quickly evident, I'm sorry, I did press this one. Let's see here.
Help is on the way.
Help is on the way.
Yeah.
Here. I think I just need to,
I'm sorry.
no, it's.
What did I
okay.
hit?
I think you're going up there. Yeah, there we go. Stop sharing for a second.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're totally fine. There you go.
Okay. See next slide. There it is. Okay. It quickly became evident that although planting more native trees is essential, we're losing them faster than we can plant them. And as part of our tree rescuer program under the Plant Nova Trees, we have over 75 people distributing door hangers to neighbors whose trees are being threatened by invasive vines. You're saying close, I see. So all of the regional campaigns share these common goals: to increase the knowledge and use of native plants to the region, according to the authoritative Flora of Virginia, to help landowners learn more about their property and the benefits of planting native plants in their landscape and using conservation landscaping, and how by planting natives in their own landscape, they're actually impacting ecological diversity beyond their properties, beyond their neighborhoods, and beyond their community. So that's a really important aspect to our campaign. Oh, we got to go back. Sorry. Also, to engage with the local garden centers, as I mentioned, in the region, to promote and increase the supply and variety of the native plants that they currently carry. And importantly, to engage with local jurisdictions to on policies that can strengthen and favor native plants in the landscape, and then highlighting and leveraging partner resources to create consistent messaging. So this is a very small print on this slide, but we have a lot of partners. And just as this regional commission represents a range of governmental entities, we interface and support over 100 partners, and the most prominent of which we've listed here on this slide. Again, we are a campaign, not a 501c3. And so we work through Master Gardener and Master Naturalist volunteers. We work with county and state staff and nursery and landscape professionals to execute our mission. Many of these organizations listed here actually helped launch, vet, and distribute our principal product, that guide that you have in front of you, in its original planting. This program is truly a partnership by which the work of multiple agencies are far greater than the work of just one. So for example, in our partnership with Northern Virginia Bird Alliance, we apply with them together for grants, and we've received several grants from agencies to support improved landscaping and habitat restoration. And several of those are, we received a grant from Transurban to support our 2023 annual Spanish-speaking professional landscapers conference. We received a grant from Fairfax County's Tree Planting and Preservation Fund to support mini grants to neighborhood associations and faith communities to hire contractors to remove invasive vines in their common areas. And grant recipients there received $3,000 apiece from NVBA, and with a required match from them, from the recipients, of $1,500 either in funds or volunteer labor. And together with Northern Virginia Bird Alliance, 12 mini grants were awarded in 2024 to HOAs and communities of faith. And we distributed 14 bird sanctuary mini plant packages to the faith communities around the county. So by the numbers, we'd want to share some metrics just to demonstrate the reach of our campaign. Leveraging outreach through our partners, our website, our social media presence, and our guide, we have used those platforms to assist community members in identifying what plants are native locally, where to purchase them, where to see them in demonstration garden settings, where they can get educational grant opportunities, and much more. We distribute a monthly newsletter to over 100 partner organizations and a 7,200 member listserv, and those members further distribute those newsletters into their neighborhood newsletters and social media platforms. I mentioned the point of sticker sale. We are active at 22 garden centers in the region. Our annual conference for professional landscapers had 50 attendees this year, and some came from West Virginia and Maryland. Our annual conference for Spanish-speaking landscape workers, which is held in Spanish, garnered 150 attendees last year. We provide educational tabling at over 35 events annually, and then we also distribute materials to our partner organizations to use as they table. Our campaign has also received several awards. The Hoffman Cooperator of the Year Award from Northern Virginia Soil and Water Conservation District, the Friends of Trees Award from the Fairfax County Tree Commission. And in February 2023, the Virginia House passed a resolution commending Margaret Fisher for her work on the campaign. Alan Ford has been recognized with the Cox Conserves Hero by Cox Communications and the Trust for Public Land. And then beyond our regional campaign, I wanted to highlight our participation and leadership in the statewide Plant Virginia Natives initiative by providing webinars that reached over 10,000 viewers and developing the Spanish language guide for the state. And our success in the region has helped inspire the state of Maryland to now develop a program modeled on our Plant Nova Natives campaign. A major success of the campaign is the adoption of local ordinances favoring native plant palettes on public lands. And NVRC was responsible for creating that model ordinance back during the inception of the campaign. And so just a few examples: Loudoun County regulations in its zoning ordinance and facilities standards manual promote native vegetation. Arlington County encourages native plant use through policy and plans such as the Forestry and Natural Resources Plan, which aims for 70% regionally native trees by 2035, and also native plants and prohibiting invasive species in its landscape standards guide. Fairfax County adopted the natural landscaping at county facilities in its comprehensive plan amendment. It adopted changes to the tree preservation chapter in the county facilities manual, requiring use of native species. And the Fairfax zoning ordinance for landscaping and screening was amended to prioritize native species as identified in the Public Facilities Manual. Prince William County ordinances related to native plants are primarily focused on protecting water quality in the Chesapeake Bay watershed, controlling stormwater, and preserving tree cover during development. So the Plant Nova Natives campaign officially launched just over 10 years ago with 3 years of prep between 2011 and 2014, heavily supported by NVRC. We have data from our 2013 survey, and measuring change in behavior is attributable to our campaign strategy is an important step and was built into the Plant Nova Natives campaign. Virginia Whitmer of DEQ and Alan Ford as the original co-chair led that effort to ensure that we collected the data in order to continue to grow the campaign and adjust as necessary. Plant Nova Natives is the first regional campaign for which we are measuring the behavior, formally measuring the behavior and the effectiveness of the regional marketing campaign. We contracted a survey among Northern Virginia residents, reaching out to 516 respondents in June and July of this year. And that survey was conducted by a nonpartisan firm. And we can use those results to compare to our 2013 survey. And we'll just provide a few of those highlights to you. There's several significant findings in the 2025 survey. First, we've experienced a large increase in native plant knowledge of respondents. 31% feel knowledgeable or very knowledgeable of native plants today compared to 8% back in 2013. So that's a significant finding. Second, over 1/3 of the respondents said that they intentionally purchased native plants, which is a significant percentage, but we still have more outreach to do there. Third, and most importantly, we know that conversations about native plants is the single most important factor in getting people to commit to planting native plants. Oh, sorry. Oh, is it sliding up? Is that what's happening? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
So, oh, I see, it's coming up.
Mhm.
Oh, it's reaching the Zoom bar, I'm sorry. And then, so this is the impact of the conversations. And lastly, here we go. 75% of the respondents said that they look to our Plant Nova Natives campaign for advice on Nova Natives. And this reinforces the importance of the outreach we do both directly and indirectly through our partners, bolstering brand recognition for regional native plants, which is so important to the campaign. Since we officially launched the campaign in 2014, we know that what we're doing is working, but we know we can do better with sustained partner support. There's still constituents out there that we haven't reached yet with our messaging. Further engagement with the business community will certainly strengthen the outcomes, as will seeking additional incentives for both private and commercial properties. And in summary, this survey that we conducted this summer has shown us that point of sale initiatives have been highly influential in changing behavior and persuading purchase of native plants. That's the red Plant Nova Native stickers that our volunteers are putting on native plants and helping the nurseries organize those native plants for visibility. But we still need to work on getting more information out there about the benefits of native plants. And so we would ask for your support in providing improved visibility for the Plant Nova Natives campaign through institutional and governmental support. People really do listen when elected officials speak, as you well know. And please continue to talk about the disappearing biodiversity and the positive role that we can all play in our home and public landscapes. and consider increasing the city and the county's conservation assistance programs. These have been widely successful in encouraging conversion of landscapes to more sustainable practices. And consider helping to fund further publication of our guide and the printing of the statewide Spanish guide, translated version, which heretofore has been subsidized principally by the the local chapter of the Virginia Native Plant Society. So that is our update, and we really thank you for your time on the agenda tonight. And again, thank you for the tremendous support and helping us launch this campaign and in sustaining it for the past 10 years since the formal launch. So happy to entertain any questions that anybody might have.
Absolutely. Thank you for your beautiful presentation. And please, to my colleagues, don't forget to get your guide before you leave. But I wanted to, if there are questions that you have, please. Supervisor Bodie,
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair.
you're absolutely.
Thank you for the presentation. Appreciate all the work that you guys do. And I appreciate how much you guys have sort of grown your footprint of partnerships over these. That, like you said, that's sort of the key of getting out as much as possible. I guess my question is, how much have you guys interacted with VDOT and the Departments of Transportation?
That's a loaded question.
It is.
It is a loaded question. VDOT is definitely, one of our stakeholders that we know that we need to have a relationship with. And we are challenged in getting consistent responses on how we can help in the right of ways and in those policies. And Alan, being a co-chair for so much longer, I don't know if you have anything to say about the VDOT relationship.
Well, we were successful after a number of years in encouraging VDOT to change their official plant list and remove known invasive species. And we're very proud that we were able to help communicate that was a good action to take. So their official plant list now no longer includes any known invasive species.
That's great.
I appreciate that. If I could just.
Certainly.
And I appreciate things. You hit the nail on the head on why I asked that question. Obviously, everyone knows here why I said that. But part of that is, in Prince William County, we recently, last couple of years, been doing this beautification program where we partnered with VDOT, and we have these medians now where we're putting in shrubs and trees and things. And we wanted to make sure. Now, are they 100% native? No, but we made sure that as we partnered between our county arborists and VDOT, that we were not inadvertently putting in any invasives there. But again, it's just VDOT's one of those missing links in all these conversations. I know you guys have tried, so I wanted to highlight and uplift that because I know you guys have, but we know that it's inconsistent. We may be on top of them in Northern Virginia, but we know there's all sorts of other parts of the Commonwealth that you guys touch that they may not be as so. And we know that at the end of the day, whether they're road projects or right of way or easements or things that they have, there's a lot of plant life that is actually VDOT property technically. Right? Or at least they touch and they maintain. So as much as we can help you all uplift and be a microphone to that
Yes.
cause,
Thank
I think
you.
would be helpful.
Thank you very much.
And including talking points for us.
Yes. Yep.
That would be great. Yes, Karan, please.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation being here. Just want to encourage you to update your slide for Loudoun's point of view. We've actually did the same thing. We changed our ordinances to where we only are asking for native plants and the non-invasive species. And then, I don't know, Sylvia, remember the group?
Lyra.
Lyra?
Lyra, right. The Lyra, yeah.
Okay, I didn't see them on your list, so that's want to make sure, are you in?
Yeah, we do partner with Lyra and Fira. Yeah.
Okay, very good, because
We
we
do.
gave Lyra, we have a pilot program now, I think it's 3 to 6. Pilot programs in different HOAs and neighborhoods where we're actually funding them to go in and remove the invasive species plants and trees and whatnot. So I would encourage everybody to possibly do the same in your neck of the woods. And we actually did work with Lyra to carry some legislation down to the General Assembly as well to try to change some hearts and minds down there as well, because it needs to be done holistically.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Yep, because plants don't recognize jurisdictional boundaries.
That's right.
Especially invasive.
And of course, as you all have seen this whole year, this past spring and summer, that the damn Spiderland, plugs just flying everywhere. They're all over the place, everywhere. DC, Virginia, everywhere I go, I see those darn things now. So it's, definitely something we need to be working to get rid of these things. So if you have any, what is it, Bedford pears? Was it Tree of Heaven? Even though these things sound very nice, those are the bad guys, and we need to get rid
Those
of
are
them.
bad.
And unfortunately, a lot of landscaping companies in Northern Virginia planted a heck of a lot of those darn things around, so. So anyway, so applaud your efforts and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Supervisor Stan.
Thank you. Find you guys. That's for that too.
Yes, any other questions? Yes, Supervisor,
So,
Councilman.
yeah, so thank you for all this. And it's true, we all, I have sometimes the impression that we all learned to spell Asclepias syriaca, this common milkweed. So, but here in very serious terms. So one of the other side of this is the removal and the control of invasives. So your campaign, among others, have caused, our governments, local governments, to actually focus and for the first time quantify the damage that invasive species cause. The need, they articulate the need of removal and the cost of removal. And we discovered the process that one very, useful and meaningful collaboration was that with our Virginia Tech extension agents.
Okay.
So I just want to hear whether you have any thoughts of how this needs to go further, because I believe that these arguments are really potent.
Yes, yes, thank you for that. So Plant Nova Natives campaign is focused on the increasing accessibility to native plants, education about the benefits, the eco services that native plants provide, and getting them more accessible in every region in the state, and then Plant Nova Natives in the region. There is a sort of a sister organization that we have just stood up, not we, the Plant Nova Natives campaign, but we work hand in hand with them, which is the Fairfax Tree Rescuers, the Fairfax PRISM Partnership in Regional Invasive Species Management, just standing that up, and we'll have a formal launch in November of this year. And it's focused on Fairfax right now, but we partner with Blue Ridge PRISM and the NatCap PRISM, who works on early detection and rapid response. So we are linked in very, very tightly with those campaigns, those efforts as well. So they're not separate and stovepiped. And then you mentioned the Virginia Cooperative Extension. The Master Gardener program and the Master Naturalist programs are run by the Virginia Cooperative Extension. And those are really our workhorses in terms of the bulk of our volunteers that do a lot of this work, both on the Plant Nova Native side, promoting native plants, and the invasive removal, working with the county, Fairfax County on the invasive management areas, that Fairfax County Park Authority. And our hope on this Fairfax PRISM is to coordinate across all of the public, private, governmental, nonprofit organizations that have a hand in invasive removal and improving habitat quality across the county, so that we can help coordinate their efforts and get countywide attention, countywide public awareness of the damage, the economic harm that invasive species are having on our region.
what I'm after here is this community. I mean, NVRC is known for doing excellent work in getting resources for all of us that, you know, individually are not very reasonable to develop, so that regional resource. One resource a tool that I miss every budget season, for example, is I don't have a tool to estimate what is the appropriate, effort / budget appropriation that will get me to a goal of removing invasives. Because I'm dealing with a dynamic ecosystem and it grows and you have different approaches like stopping it, controlling it, reducing, etc. So I don't have a tool and a criterion to say, yeah, we are on the right track. It is kind of a Persian market every time.
That
Say,
is what-
okay,
yes.
this is what money is available. Let's spend $300,000 or $1 million. But I have no idea, and I cannot explain that to a constituent. Say, look, this is a serious problem. It's if we don't control it, you know, it's an impact. If we don't mitigate it, the impact will get worse, and this is the bill at the end. This is the downside of that. So one of the things that I would really like to see whether we have a pathway is to figure out, best management practices from a
Yes.
point of view of having a tool to
Yes.
that allows us to make decisions that are, we can measure success.
Yes, I agree. There is a gap there. And I think there's a number of organizations that are working on that to try to advise jurisdictions on how to prioritize and the timing, because you can spend a lot of money getting rid of an invasive plant at the wrong time of year, right? So advising on the prioritization, the timing, and then what's the cost per acre, if you're talking parkland, or what is the cost to do that, using commercial resources to do that. And that we are working on that data, at least in Fairfax County, and then with our partners across the state on the invasive problem.
I think the gentleman in the back had a comment.
If I may, I'd like to compliment Fairfax County on their bamboo ordinance.
Oh, yes.
Which, and I believe Loudon
Yeah, that is
actually went first. Are excellent models of identifying responsibility for a shared problem, because the bamboo moves. And so the challenge is, whose responsibility is it for this bamboo? I would also observe that the Park Authority has been working diligently to try to document the bamboo on Park Authority land, because they are the property owner responsible. And so there is some data being generated, and it might be just a matter of a coordinated effort to capture it and organize it on the cost that the county is putting into right now managing bamboo, which is just one, unfortunately, of many of our invasive challenges.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. Yes, Supervisor Glass.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. This is a lot of really good information. Is this on your website?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yep. So, and much more.
Okay,
But it's available free as a PDF on our website.
Okay.
And then there are additional pages that link and expand the information on the
and I
website.
appreciate you all are, giving us a list of businesses that sell native plants. My concern is that there are still a lot of people that go to Lowe's and Home Depot
Yeah.
to purchase plants. So is when they go there, is there like any signage that says that something is a native or?
I don't know. Nancy, do you know? I don't think so. I don't
so.
think in the big box stores.
We've not been able to accomplish that task. And it's partly how they manage their
Their
distribution
inventories,
system.
yeah.
Each store receives trailers that are shipped from North Carolina, Georgia, and the store has no control over what's in the container. They pull it out, they put it out, and they sell it. And so we have not been able to crack that nut.
And there is an issue of mislabeling at times in the big box stores, because it's not like working with the local nurseries and garden centers where we have a relationship with the management staff. We are fortunate that the Virginia legislation did pass the prohibition of the sale of invasive plants that are listed on the Virginia DCR invasive plant species. That takes effect
No, it's
January.
only labeling.
That's what I meant. Oh, did I say,
Signage.
did I say prohibit sale? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Prohibit sale without labeling. Yeah, labeling,
And the
that this
governor
is an
pushed it back
invasive
a year.
plant starting January 2027. Yeah, I'm
Right.
sorry, I misspoke.
Well, I, to my colleagues, thank you for the very interesting questions. And as you can see, we have a very pointed and interested way of serving with you and
Yes,
partnering
thank
with
you.
you. And so we thank you for coming this evening and we appreciate all the hard work that you do to keep us educated and to keep Virginia where it needs to be with the beauty that it naturally has. And so thank you so much for being here with us this evening. And any other questions, we will fair to
Great.
you.
We will have
Yes.
to take that.
Yes. You're welcome to stay if you'd like. If you want to leave, get cheesecake and go. Thank you for coming. So we're going to move right along into our agenda, and the next item is item number 4, the adoption of our action items for the evening. There are 3, and the first is resolution P2603 meeting calendar. And Craig, if you would please usher us into that.
Sure. This resolution sets the dates and times for next year's commission meetings, including the executive committee. There's no change from the current practice of meeting on the 4th Thursday of the month, except for December, which is the 2nd Thursday, and no meetings in August or November. We've noted that the executive committee would meet prior to those meetings and that there could be additional meetings advertised on the commission website. And we recommend adoption of the resolution.
So I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
So moved, Madam Vice Second.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It has been properly moved and second that we move forward with this agenda item. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is resolution P2604, authorization to submit a 2025 capacity building and planning grant proposal to the Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation. Craig, please.
Thank you. This resolution would authorize us to apply for a $250,000 grant to develop a climate resilience dashboard that would build on our previous work around resiliency and around dashboards. Would give us additional tools, particularly including heat, heavy rainfall, and flooding. Also authorizes us, if we receive the grant, to enter into a contract to build the dashboard, and we recommend adoption.
I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Move.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions on this item and that it concerns finance? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. The third item is resolution P2605, authorization to accept and subcontract housing opportunities for persons with AIDS, HOPWA 2025-26 funds in suburban Virginia. Craig, please.
Thank you. This resolution would authorize us to receive and spend the approximately $2.5 million that we expect to receive for the housing opportunities for persons with AIDS or HOPWA funds. This is essentially a technical resolution that just lets us keep doing what we've been doing for HOPWA, and we recommend adoption.
I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
So moved, Madam Vice.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next item is item number 5, Community and Military Partnership Committee Report. And Craig, if you would
Sure.
tee us up for that.
On behalf of the Community and Military Partnership Committee, we have tonight Vonzel Maddox, who's our Director of Community and Military Partnerships, and he has a brief overview for you about our intergovernmental service agreements.
Great, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
So first and foremost, thank you for the opportunity to share, remind, or inform you if you've not heard of the acronym IGSA, which is an Intergovernment Service Support Agreement. Anybody familiar with it already?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Using it locally?
Not using it, but
Using
wanting
it.
to use it.
Using it.
Okay, next slide, please.
Have it. Lawyers allowed.
Oh, great. So first and foremost, to make this opportunity exist, you have to have the authority. And this clearly will be in the packet, so you can look at it and reference it later. Gives us the authority to work with the installation and the community simultaneously. It requires, there's a code, US Code Title 10, Section 2679 covers installation support. Once that IGSA is in place, that means we've sat down, maybe you have attorneys or someone and they have someone. Once that gets to a point of signature on both parties, that authority is active with the DoD secretaries, which is really important. It provides goods, services, whatever you had wrote in your agreement can now be executed if you have the means of someone to do that work or provide that service. The second part to that is it may save an installation time. The procurement process is closer to 18 months to actually start from scratch, do solicitations and so forth. It would be a much more accelerated process, which saves them time. And if they are efficient in whatever services you're providing, they may be able to save money on economies of scale. For example, tree cutting. Your backyard, you may have a really, really highly rated person that does that for your municipality. Wouldn't it be wonderful if that organization could grow by providing that service to the installation? Keep in mind, in many of our areas in Northern Virginia, the military is the biggest employer.
Mhm.
And they bring billions into our region, regardless of where you live. They are a good partner, a good neighbor to have. So it could be at a reduced rate because of economies of scale. And keep that thought in mind as we move on. For example, you may strengthen the relationship you have with that installation by doing so, by providing a service. If there's something you can do to help, as NVRC sees this model, we're executing it currently. It is challenging to do the research, talking to the vendors, talking to the installation to get the requirements right and trying to fulfill that. But once it is in place, activated, it could be cost savings. Right now in our DoD, there's less staff to execute due to the climate. So a lot of key personnel are missing, or seniors that have taken the early out and gone. So they're hurting a little bit on their procurement process. So if the people aren't there and their budgets are tight, this new format of inter-service agreements looks very attractive to the installations.
Yes.
And thanks to you all here, myself and Philip are liaison between the installations, and we're able to get out and make those relationships. We're in suits, but we're not selling anything. It's what do you need? Because mostly we communicate on their behalf and tell the community, hey, Oktoberfest is coming, things to that nature. But there is an opportunity for even greater partnership. Next slide. Okay. This is it explained in greater detail. Like I said, you'll get a copy of this and you can clearly see, to me, improves mission readiness in the gray box. Faster response, some of the things I was saying. And state, regional, and local governments could even save, everybody can be in a win-win relationship if you haven't heard of the ICSAs and the model. With that being said, because you're going to get this, buying local, or if you have a customer in your backyard, you may not be in a position to do the ICSAs. That's where we can help you. Next slide. Some examples of things that you typically don't think about to working with your installation, whether it be helping them with gravel and aggregate is what that, and I do mean tons. One ton is 2,000 and they ask for 100 tons. They do ask for a lot of gravel. They make roads out of it where they have shooting ranges, things that we don't think about too much in our backyard, but it's happening. Salt is an issue as well, where they need it. There's opportunities where they ask us to do things that we haven't done before, and it takes twice the work ethic to put it in place initially. But it is doable with good partners, us serving them, trying to be good partners to our installation partners. Next slide. Questions?
Questions. Well, let me start off by saying the ICSAs are our friends. And I just want to thank you for bringing this presentation tonight, because Quantico is in my district as an example. And one thing that really opened the door for us to build partnerships, community partnerships with the bases, is the ICSA. And we have done work at Quantico that needed to be done for years. And once we instituted the ICSA, it was just one thing after another. The trust was built and the work got done. We had the connection, they had the work, and it was a perfect marriage. And so I really appreciate you bringing this to us tonight, because it can just go across our region, where we can, in a climate right now where the military needs us, and we need the military, but they need us because of layoffs and all that. But I think it's a great opportunity. So just thank you for bringing that to us from the committee. Any questions? Yes, Councilman.
Madam Vice Chair. So first of all, Mr. Maddox, really thank you for coming all the way up to Arlington to see us today. We had a quick deep dive on ICSAs and the particular issues that are related to that. So I wanted to share a couple of things. Number one is commanders on base on installations change often.
Yes.
They change every 2 years. So it is very important if you endeavor to negotiate an ICSA, to make sure that you have this time and that your lawyers and everybody is ready for prime time fast, because you have to get it done in 2 years. Secondly, and that's not an easy task. So, but it becomes easier if you have it in mind that you have this kind of time. The second thing is, it is very important to, it seems to me very important to actually have a good inventory of what the needs of the installation are and what the capacities and the needs on the other sides are. I mean, for example, in our case, I know that we have certain things that work very well together, like childcare, etc. It can be even better. And the third thing is, you're absolutely right, Madam Vice Chair. We heard today from the commander of Joint Base, Fort Myer, that their reduction in personnel and in budget to run the installation is of the order of magnitude of 30%.
Yes, it is.
So it's not a joke. This is, I mean, it's not a manageable gap. It's a big gap. Therefore, I really encourage everybody to dive deeper into that and see how this partnership has to be constructed, but to be very deliberate because you really have this window of opportunity where you have to deal with a commander that has up to 2 years right now. Our commander is new to the post, so we have 18 months. 18 months.
Thank you very much, Mr. Guerin-Tonis. Any other questions, please? Yes,
Thank you, Madam
Supervisor Bodie.
Thank you, Voncel, as always. We appreciate all your work, and I think that this is definitely one of those assets that's very unique to our region, right? We have so many of these bases and the opportunity for partnerships. One thing that I know that we've talked at the edges on, but I think is sort of near and dear to everyone's hearts right now is housing. And I know that we haven't quite grappled yet how to incorporate housing into this conversation. We know it's an important conversation to have because we know that the housing that's available inside the fence is not adequate for all the folks. Even with the reduction in force, we know that there are folks that they basically are given their stipend. Good luck, go find your housing. We know that because of the transient nature of these deployments, folks are sort of just left on their own to find their own way. We talked about it at our board level, was it last week?
It was last week, yes.
About how we're in a unique position where we know we have housing needs globally, but we know uniquely that these bases and these personnel need housing. Sometimes that may be only for 12, 18 months. Sometimes we have folks that they take deployment after extension, then eventually they settle in our region, right? In our communities. I would hate for us to continue on this path where we know that the housing crisis affects everyone, but we also know that it impacts our veteran community uniquely because they don't have near as much time to set down roots and start that support network other folks have. So as much as we could talk about all the other infrastructure, which is ideal and key, I think we really need to start leaning into housing as part of these conversations.
I agree. Supervisor, did you have, you were scratching the back? Any other questions? Voncel, thank you very much. This is another creative opportunity that we have before us that we can utilize. Okay, moving right along. Executive Director's Report.
Thank you.
You're not new anymore.
Thank you. Before I get into the other slides, I just wanted to follow up on Voncel's presentation. He and Philip Fleming, who's our program manager in community military partnerships, I do a lot more than just IGSAs. And the IGSAs are a vehicle to form relationships that pay off in many other ways, as we've discussed. But the IGSAs are very important, but they can also be time consuming. They can be technical. These installations have suggested to us that they would like to considerably ramp up the partnership because of the success that Voncel and Philip have already proven in the last year. We've done more of this work than we budgeted to do, which is very helpful to us to support all of the rest of the work of NVRC. And so over the coming months, we're going to try to expand this. We're going to see how well we can do with that between now and the presentation of our final budget. So hopefully there will be a more formal place for this support to help with the rest of the organization. Yeah.
And because of those hours, I forgot to mention that there is a small service fee. You could be compensated for all the extra work you do. And it could be whatever's in your IGSA agreement. Ours currently is at 10%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's true.
this revenue forms not only compensation for the work we do, but additional support that can shore up some of the other uncertainty and other parts of the budget that are grant funded. So this is an important work that we do, not only to build the relationships, to save money for the taxpayers, to buy local, but also because it helps support NVRC. So thank you to Voncel and Philip. As we get into my report, I just first want to say thank you. I've been here a little under a month now, and really appreciate the very warm welcome from everybody. I appreciate the commission's trust and confidence in me, and you've all been very supportive as I've started to be able to sit down one-on-one. I think I've met with about 8 commissioners so far, and I've got many more meetings scheduled over the next month or two. I've gotten a chance to sit down with each member of the staff one-on-one, and I thank them very much for helping me get going. They're the ones who do all of the work and know all of the things, and so it's been very, very helpful to me. My predecessor, Bob Lazaro, left a really strong organization. It's been real privilege to come in and just continue to help without having to fix things. And so I thank Bob very much for that. And he told me over and over again, you've got a great staff. And that was like his most consistent theme, and that has proven to be true. And so thank you very much to all of the staff. But special thanks to Linda Tenney, our Deputy Executive Director, who, if the staff knows all the things, Linda really knows all the things.
You know, all the things.
Has been very
Yeah.
patient with me in explaining all the things. So thank you, Linda. And sure, absolutely. I also want to thank Gina Kesselman Smith, who is literally the woman behind the digital curtain
Hey, Gina.
at these meetings. She has also helped me with a lot of the sort of logistical and technical details, and she is also, of course, helping with the meeting tonight. And thanks to Rebecca for going above and beyond tonight on the AV setup and tech support for the meeting. So
Sorry,
sure.
they're great.
So I will continue to meet with you all, and I appreciate you hosting me in your areas. I've already been everywhere from Arlington to Reston, and well, now it's the part I was trying to think of the range, the furthest west that I've gone, Ashburn. So a lot of it's a big region, and so I've gotten to enjoy many of the region's coffee shops with you so far, and look forward to continuing to do that. I thank you for your time and your interest and your ideas about where we go from here. And along those lines, one of the most consistent themes that I've heard both from the commissioners and the staff is that it's time to take a fresh look at our strategic plan, or more to the point that we need to have a strategic plan that reflects what we're doing now, what we want to be doing in the future. And this will not only help us prioritize our work, but it will also help us tell our story more succinctly. It's difficult to explain everything we do in an elevator speech or an introduction, a tagline, because we do so many different things. But we want to try to coalesce that into a brand that helps us explain what we do. So what I've suggested sort of informally as I've been having these conversations, but it seems to be gaining traction, is the idea of doing a strategic planning process that will result in a formal plan sometime probably next year, but in between having work sessions that will allow us to go into detail on the topics that we may want to prioritize in that plan. The first one, as it seems like a good fit, would be housing, because we have our housing symposium coming up on October 6th, which I'll be talking about on the next slide. And that symposium will produce recommended actions. And so we're going to bring those to our December commission meeting, but I think the November a month when we're not meeting would be a good time to have a work session around housing, talk about the actions that come out of the symposium, and talk about what role NVRC could have going forward in housing. So if you use housing as an example, people will come to us and say, you should do more with housing. I think we've already heard that once tonight. The question is, what exactly should we do? What is the way in which NVRC can move the needle that would make a unique contribution that other organizations aren't making or can't make or won't make in that space? There are a lot of things we could do to help. We're good at a lot of things, and we can get good at a lot of things, but where should we focus? So the idea would be to start in November with a housing work session, and then to collect your ideas on what the topics for the additional work sessions would be. These work sessions would also provide an opportunity for staff and commissioners to brainstorm together, which is a little different dynamic than the commission meetings. And we also would invite the locality staff that are subject matter experts in those areas to join that conversation. And occasionally there could be other partners or outside experts who could help with that. The process would be professionally facilitated, and we're talking with some different folks who could help us in that regard to see, what that commitment would be for us, what activities would be involved, the costs that would be involved, and that sort of thing. Along the way, we'd also be developing mission, vision, and values. And at the end of the whole process, we could develop an external brand that reflects all of those things that we've come up with along the way. So that's the idea behind the strategic planning process. I'd be happy to answer any questions or discuss that now, or if you'd like to follow up with me one-on-one with ideas about where we should go next, then I'd love to chat with you. Okay. So I mentioned the housing symposium that's coming up around the corner on October 6th, and our focus is on middle income and first-time home buyers, which is a little bit different than many of the housing conversations that are happening in the region. So we think that's an important space to work in. We're co-hosting this with the George Mason Center for Real Estate Entrepreneurship. And our friend Dave Carter, who's former chair of the commission, is now running that center at George Mason. So that's been a great partnership. We've got 24 outstanding speakers over the course of about 8 hours. And so we're doing great on registration right now from the public, if you will, but would really love for some of the officials involved in this space to register. So if you could reach out to your economic development folks and your housing folks and those folks, it would be great to encourage them to register. In addition to the link that you received to promote for the public, remember that you also have a special commissioner link. So if you can stop by even for part of the day, of course, we'd love to have you for the whole time. We understand it's a big commitment. Please use that link so that we know that you're coming. Any questions about the housing symposium? Everybody can register at novaregion.org. So we've given you more specific links to promote, but you can always just promote novaregion.org because that'll get you where you need to go. We also have a great partnership at George Mason with the Regional Elected Leaders Initiative, or RELI, which is a program started by Jay Fizzette and Mary Hines. And the idea here is to get elected officials talking to each other, and in particular, not just about work, but about what it's like to be an elected official and some of the special challenges that go along with that. And so RELI has been putting together a lot of different kinds of programming, webinars, and in-person events, and we're going to continue to help them promote those. And you'll be hearing about some of those events as they come up, but I wanted to highlight that partnership as well. Okay. And finally, some bittersweet news. We have one of our outstanding staff members is retiring, Debbie Spiliotopoulos, who I don't think when she imagined what her first day of retirement would be like, thought that she would just come back to work. But here she is on the first day of her retirement. And Debbie is our waste program manager who runs the waste management board, but she's also been involved in so many of the other things that MVRC has done over the 20 years that she's worked here. And so in addition to waste management, she's also worked on trails, on pedestrian and bicycle safety, and really is at the heart of a lot of what we do here. So we had the opportunity to recognize Debbie in a variety of ways informally, but I appreciate her agreeing to come here tonight for us to recognize her formally for her 20 years of service to NVRC. Debbie, you can stand up.
You gotta come to the front. Already, Craig and I are tag teaming. I just do what he tells me to do. We are going to miss you.
Oh, thank you.
And your beautiful smile. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for all that you've done for us. This is from the board, the commissioners. It's because we appreciate all the work that all of you do and the dedication that you give to us. Your time, your spirit, your can-do actions. And so it's just something just to say we love you.
Thank you.
And who gave you the idea to retire? I don't know. But congratulations on your retirement. I wish you the very best. We wish you the very best. And just know you got a home when you want to come back and just kind of play around.
Okay, okay. I appreciate all the time I see all of you putting in and it just, this is like the best job you can have. So I just felt like 20 years, but I do have a new job. I'm going to be an election worker on the 4th.
That's time well spent, I tell you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best
Thank you
wishes.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie. And then the next part of my report is the financial report. So we've given you copies of the summaries of revenue and expenses for June, July, and August. In particular, June serves as a year-end summary. So you can see that we were $153,000 under budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th. Happy to answer any other questions about the financial report or anything else we've discussed, but otherwise, thank you again very much.
Again, it is really great to have you around here.
Thank you very much.
We are, our finances are in exceptional order, and so we're doing really good, and we appreciate the hard work. Moving right along,
Madam Vice Chair.
Yeah.
Just a little thing, because I have always a bug in my mind. So on the revenue earned, federal grants and contracts, which the direct part. If I understand that correctly, we got, so the fiscal year cumulative total is 1.6. The adopted is 584, but we got 1.6. That's good news.
Yeah, so
It
that
doesn't happen so often.
So that is the
Some-
IGSA. That is basically the purchases that we made through the IGSAs. So we purchased, let's say approximately $1 million or thereabouts. We don't retain all of that revenue. There is also the expense of buying the supplies to give to the military. We do, as Von Saal mentioned, get a portion of that. So but what you're seeing here is the significant work that we did over and above what we put in the budget. So we were fairly conservative in projecting how much of that work we could do. And I think that lays the foundation for our next budget to increase what we put in there, still being a little bit conservative, but you'll see a higher amount in the next budget. But that's essentially the surprising difference on that line item, is that Von Saal and Philip have done a great job.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, thank you, thank you. Any other questions about the financial report? Yes,
Sorry, Madam Chair, not the Madam Vice Chair, not the financial report, but just generally.
okay.
One, I thought you had the power to veto people retiring.
Well, I tried. I don't.
Well, she put in the retirement before I got here,
Also
so
Bob's.
yeah, it's Bob's fault.
But seriously, on this more serious note, it goes along with what we've been talking about. I know towards the beginning of the year, we had a great discussion, I wouldn't call it great, but a robust discussion about federal impacts as they're going on. I know that within the last week or so, the House Special Committee finished their work, have their report out. I know the Senate's gonna be following not long after in the coming weeks. At some point, I don't want to get ahead of all your planning purpose, but my request is we bring that conversation back to this group at some point in the near future.
Yeah, I appreciate you reminding me of that. So as most of you know, the deferred resignation period offered to federal employees expires next week. And so the federal employees who have not yet found a job will start filing for unemployment for the first time and sort of be detectable in the data for the first time. We will see those numbers probably early November for the October filings, and we'll put together a presentation for you at the December meeting because we don't meet in November. We're also inviting our colleagues from George Mason's Economic Analysis Center to join us, and we'll be able to paint a picture for you, and maybe that will spark some ideas about where we go next on that topic. But that's certainly also something that may factor into the work sessions, or you may even want to have a dedicated work session about that topic. And then in the January meeting, we have in mind to give an overview of all of the different programs that NVRC does as a way to get everybody on the same page leading into all of those more detailed conversations throughout next year. So thank you for the reminder for December and January. Our meeting next month, the October meeting, will focus on the preliminary budget and the results of the audit that is currently underway, our annual audit.
Thank you, Supervisor Bodie, for that comment, because we did have that discussion in executive committee, so you're in concert. So thank you so much. Any other questions before I move on? Letty, did you have something? Okay. Vice Chair's report. Well, I've never done one before. How about that? So, thank you. So first thing, let me just say, I know that there is one of our colleagues is no longer with us. His name is Congressman James Walkinshaw. So we are very proud of him. We are very proud of him. We will miss him. He was a major contributor to this commission and partnership and friendship on this commission. So we will miss him. But the Fairfax County office has, they're going to wait to get a replacement when the replacement comes. And so there is opportunity, though. If you have any recommendations, please just let Craig know. Is that good? Or
For the board?
for the board,
For the committee?
for the
Executive
commit, for the executive committee?
Yeah, so we expect that the new member of the Fairfax County Board will probably join the commission, but that's up to the Fairfax board to decide. But because Congressman Walkinshaw was on the executive committee, there's now a vacancy on the executive committee that somebody who has been on the commission for a while probably is in a better position to take. So if you would like to serve in that capacity, I would say you may want to take those emails to start. Matt is Attorney Ferranti is a little busy for the next little while, but
Yeah.
I think maybe you could take those and sort out who should be on the executive.
So if you are interested, please just abailey@pwcgov.org. But you know how to get in touch with me. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. Thank you. Thank you for that. And then we have given a fond farewell to our own Debbie. So thank you again. And then want to say to Matt, we got you, Matt. If you're watching, you're probably not, but we've got, and I wanted to say again to our new executive director, we can't thank you enough for saying yes. You're off and running in the races and you're keeping us where we need to be. This is an exciting time for NVRC. And I agree with you, you got a fantastic staff. So just please help us to be even greater than we already are. That's all I got to say about that. Other than that, any comments right now before we go into item number 8? That's all that I have. So item number 8 is the adoption of our minutes for July 2025. And I'd like to entertain a motion for that, please. Thank you. Second, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the minutes have been accepted. Any additional comments that you'd like to have before we do the big A? Yeah, I think this has been an excellent meeting. Thank you so much for your patience. And so I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you very much. Anybody who doesn't want to do that, just thank you for this evening.
You don't have to go home.
But you gotta go. Yeah.